It's now 7 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock on the Now Morning Show, which of course we've dubbed our Father's Day show. And so on the line with me, I have another father who also has the portfolio of being an MP. Just to give you a hint, he was the former Attorney General. He is now the current Minister of Rural Development and Local Government. And we're going to be talking to the Honorable Faris Al-Rawi about his work-life balance. How exactly does he balance being a father and also being a minister with a public portfolio? Minister Al-Rawi, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Now.
Good morning to you. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. What a joy to be on this program this morning. Just enjoyed the segment with Simon de Nobrega. You got some pearls of wisdom coming from there. A lot that I can relate to as well.
Of course. Now, Minister, first of all, let me wish you a happy Father's Day. I love the jacket. Dapper as always.
As always.
Thank you so much. Man, gotta try.
Of course, it's your weekend. Now, Minister, I mean, first of all, how do you balance that, fatherhood and, of course, the work-life balance? And even in addition to that, how do you sort of shield your children from some of the public things that may come out eventually?
Well, that's a straightforward question with perhaps a number of answers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in reflection, I've been in public life now for 13 going on 14 years, 5 years in the opposition, and now 7 years in going on to 8 years into government life. And it's been rough, if I'm frank with you. Much like Simon, it depends upon your structures of support around you. And I think that nobody could celebrate Father's Day without saying thanks to all the women in our lives. Let's start with that. Your grandmother structure, your mother structure, your wife or partner structure, your support services. So the only way that you can really get to balance is really by celebrating the people and respecting the people around you. And for me, I'm just a very blessed man to have the wife that I do who tolerates and puts up with me and loves me. And my mother-in-law, my mother, your sister, it is the women around us that allow men to do anything at all. So my job on Father's Day has always been to say thank you first and foremost to the very many people around us that help us, especially those amazing women in our lives.
And Minister, of course, is it possible for you to ever shield them away from some of the reports that come out in the media from time to time, or do you have the conversation with them?
Your children, that is.
Well, in case you may have noticed by now that a few people have a crush on me, right? Meaning
Yes.
the opposition depends. So I'm a guy accustomed to taking plenty blows. As a result of which, my kids have learned to be strong. They just, as I say, dust it off. So the first things first, as Simon said about his kids and the reality of having daughters in particular, they keep you real, and they allow you to remember, hey, don't take this too seriously. The first time there was severe criticism about me, I was actually in opposition. And in those days, people used to write online comments under articles that appeared in the newspapers. And there were these horrible comments, personal attacks. And I was very upset by one of the comments. And my daughter looked at it and said, Dad, what are you upset about? And I'm like, what do you mean? Look at what this person said. She said, who is that person? All that I see under the name tag is anonymous. And my daughter, therefore, brought into reality for me the lack of courage that some people have in criticizing you, where they will not even say who their identity is. They won't hold it for themselves. Or in today's world, where you use fake persona, or it's a one-way conversation. So in shielding them, a large part has helped to shield the structure that we all go through. I have studiously, in my public persona and my interactions as an MP, my interactions as a minister, my interactions as the Attorney General, you may notice that I hardly ever refer to people. I refer to issues. And I certainly have never referred to persons and their families. I think that is a very sacred position to respect. So in the round, in terms of shielding them, it's a combination. One, try to lead by example. Two, listen to those around you. In my case, much like Minister de Nobrega, my kids have pointed out to me that you really ought to not take on people who don't have the courage to say who they are, or even better yet, subject themselves to proper interaction with you. And then thirdly, just press on with the work. There'll be lots of detractors around you. You have to stay focused.
So, Minister, from what I'm hearing there, you sound like you found the balance then between work life and family life.
I believe in something called the Renaissance theory. Sounds kind of complicated and old, but Da Vinci had a very impressive formula. It's called mind, body, spirit, and balance, that a man really ought to be somebody who's as all-rounded as possible. I was blessed to grow up in San Fernando. I was blessed to go to a school called Presentation College. And Brother Michael Samuel, who was our principal, was very, very, very insistent. He said, hey, listen, I don't want no chupity in my pack, literally. He said, fellas, you can't be academically gifted and can't fix your car. You can't be academically gifted and you get a flat tire and you're hopeless. You can't not know how to help around the home. You can't not know how to cook. And so Brother Michael encouraged us in our scouting movement, and I'm a strong advocate of the scouting movement. And then this came into karate as well, to make sure you find a balance on mind, body, spirit, and try to be as all-rounded as you can. But Brother Michael's theory to us really descended into us in one serious piece of advice. Don't take yourself too seriously, because a lot of people don't think you're as serious as you think you are. And that really helped us to find that balance in humanity, which extended to a balance in work. So for me, I've spent as a father, I've enjoyed physically training with my kids, whether it's in martial arts or in the gym. I love those moments I get to train with my kids. If it's a spin class, if it's on the outdoors. And then fortunately, I'm the perpetual student in the house. That's what they call me, because I'm always surrounded by thousands of papers. I mean, having run the Attorney General and Ministry of Legal Affairs for 7 years and being a lawyer for my entire adult life, my kids have grown up with me being consumed by paper. So I was that study companion, because misery loves company. So while the kids were studying for their CXCs and then their CAPEs and now all at university, I'm that guy who they know will be up studying at night late alongside them. So that helped us, you merge your own lifestyle and the issues that you're treating with, and you just jump in and just be there. So my message to dads out there is just be there. You don't have to be a perfect human being, but turning up and being present is the start of a lot of fun and a lot of joy.
Agreed, completely agreed. Some great advice there, Minister Al-Rawi. But then I must ask, because we just have about 4 minutes left, I want to ask, what then is the ideal gift or way to spend your Father's Day, since we're getting ready to celebrate you?
Time. I just enjoy, I have fought for time for the last 25 years of my life. I've had a very, very, very busy legal practice.
Right.
I think I hold the record for passing the most number of laws in Trinidad and Tobago, and that is not an easy job to pull on to. Right. But litigation is fast-paced. Rural development is brutal, but I'm having a lot of fun. I love being on the road every single day and the privilege of interacting with people. So for Father's Day, all that I want is time to spend with family. But I also do think it important as an MP to give other people the things that they may so desperately need to spend their own time. So in our housing construction, in our repairs, in bringing a bit of relief to people, I have to tell you as an MP on the ground, in the joy of the privilege of this ministry and assisting people, I'll hope to do at least a little part of that day in helping people. This weekend, we're on the Rural Development Local Government Survey and Clean campaign. We're into corporation number 9. So we've been at work in significant maintenance and repair for the Corporation of Arima all week long. Saturday and Sunday will be full working days for me, as it has been for the last month that I've been in practice. Today makes it 3 months that I've been in this ministry with a small 30,000 people to manage.
Minister,
I say that with a big
so
smile.
We can see you, we looking out for you up in a crane again this weekend, cutting bush again?
For sure. For sure. Don't forget, you know the joy about that was the fact that I got to pass the legislation on the Tuesday. I did 113 amendments to the Municipal Corporations Act in the context of the Constitution.
Sure.
So it's about balance. What is that about? It's about being physical. Guys, you know me, I'm notorious for emphasizing physical. I'm notorious for emphasizing academic. I'm notorious for being on the ground. So there you go. That's my example. Get up in a crane and do the job, but go to Parliament and get it done.
Minister, I love how you say that you are notorious for being physical, because we did see that move that you made in the gym, what day it was. We did see that move. But Minister, I have to ask you again, you seem to be very hands-on in the ministry that you had before and hands-on, of course, in your ministry now. Are you as hands-on in your fatherhood life as well as you are as hands-on in the ministry? Now, Minister, we only have about 30 seconds, so give me a quick response as fast as you can.
Oh, yeah. My job at home is to do the dishes, the mopping, the cleaning, the packing away of clothes. I did all the homework. That was my job with kids. So all the school projects and all the literature and the examples, and yeah, that was me. So I am a very hands-on father, which is why I have so thoroughly enjoyed it. And I want to say a big thanks to my family for putting up with me. They tell me I'm not easy, but I'm a simple guy. And, you know, happy Father's Day to everyone. Sayo on set. Happy Father's Day to you too.
Nice.
Really, really, ladies, thank you for being a part of our lives. I keep telling people, women are the center of our solar system, our women in our lives. You're the sun in our solar system, and we couldn't do any of this without you. I pay respect to my wife, my mother-in-law, my mother, my sister, my daughters, as women, powerful women in my life. Respect and love to you guys. We couldn't do it without you. Happy Father's Day.
Minister, of course, on behalf of all women, thank you so much. And of course, happy Father's Day to you. I hope you have a great weekend and an even better day. Have a great one. And that was the Minister of Rural Development and Local Government, Minister Faris Al-Rawi, just sharing a bit about how he finds that balance between work life and fatherhood.